A veteran odorite for over 15 years and recently debuting as a kaigai idol earlier this year, the IDOLEYEZ, Jyuke Box, joins the show to talk about her idol journey. All eyes on me. IDOLEYEZ, episode 68, Jyuke Box. It's gotta load in for a bit. There we go. Wow. Oh my god, that was the quickest load in. Usually it takes a few seconds, but
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah.
Yay.
But hello.
Hello.
I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. This is Mighty Eggy Drago with IDOLEYEZ, episode 68, with our guest for tonight. She has been an odorite for the past 15 years. Yeah, she is an amazing dancer. She is an idolist. This is Jyuke. Pew, 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 pew. Hello. Hi, Jyuke.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How
Very
are
nervous,
you?
excited.
You'll be fine. How are you on this lovely Friday? I forgot the day.
I'm good. Me too. I've forgotten my days, but yeah, I'm equally very good as well.
But yeah, thank you for accepting this invitation. I first knew about you, I want to say, God, I think like right around when you debuted in May. I think some of the SoCal idols recorded footage of you or like put you on your story, and I'm like, oh wow, the outfit looks cool, I'll follow. And then I guess like 5 months later we're here, so
Thank you. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Idols connecting.
But yeah, let's start this show off with not a question that I usually ask everyone, but since you are well, before being an idol, you still are an odorite, a person that does dance covers, if you don't know. What got you started or interested in dancing in the first place?
Dancing in general, it's quite some time. So, I kind of like musicality a lot. So, I guess my first intro to it was that I used to figure skate when I was younger. Um, we kind of just my brother and I got into some figure skating lessons because it was in the recreation center, and we both were super interested in it, and we kind of just went from there. But if you didn't know, like figure skating is quite an expensive like sport. It's like to pay to get into the ring, pay for your skates and lessons and everything. So between the two, I had to drop out of it, like kind of after a few years. But I still kind of like skated like casually here and there, but not as much as courses as I once did. But down the road, I think it was like towards like when I started kind of getting into anime that I was like, oh, I kind of wanted to always imagine like with the anime openings or endings, like, oh, can I do like a dance kind of like with these movements or whatever. That's how I just kind of like imagined. I didn't think that there was one until I came across Haruhi, Suzumiya Haruhi, so Haruhi Kai. And when I learned about like that, at the time certain dances or certain like anime openings or endings had like dances to it, I was like, oh, so there is something to it. So yeah, I always kind of wanted to like do skating like performances. At the time I really wished for anime, like to do it with like anime music, because anime was just not popular at the time.
Right.
But it's nice to see it now, but that unfortunately I just don't skate anymore. So that's how I just kind of became instead interested in dancing. And dancing, I mean, you can kind of do it anytime, so it's free. You can do it.
Yeah, I mean, like you just need your feet and a place to go.
Yeah, exactly. You just need your room, really. So,
right. Did you take dance classes, or are you just mainly self-taught?
mostly self-taught. I mean, I took like one hip hop class in college, but this was like at the point where I've already done some like dance covers already at this point. Not I'm saying like I'm good or anything, but like I did take like one dance class, and then like Um, I did take classes, like a few classes here and there, because when I was in a K-pop like dance comp group, like they wanted us to kind of like take some like dance classes so we can kind of like get a better feel vibe of like kind of like the style that we were kind of going for. Not nothing like too crazy or like continual. It was just like kind of like off classes here and there,
Hmm.
essentially. But that was it. Most of it otherwise is just self-taught and repetition.
Yeah, I think the two odorite that come in mind that have been on the show were Mecha Momo and Rina Keegan,
Mm.
and I think both of
Hmm.
them are also self-taught. They just like started recording videos of dance covers, and that was it. But like, yeah. So,
Yeah, I think a lot of odorites just kind of start off like that. We kind of are just like, oh, we like what we see and anybody can do it. We'll just mirror the movements or copy the movements. So I think it's quite common for at least most that I've come across at least. Like taking dance classes is more like a later thing, if anything.
um, do you remember your very first dance cover?
Yes, it is not it's not on YouTube because I mean, it is. I privated on YouTube, but technically my first dance cover was it Ochameki no or Fukireta, the what is it? Everyone knows it. What was it? Yeah, the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my very first dance cover. And I remember recording that uh like right after it was like a few days after or the day after Thanksgiving of 2010. I was just like on a whim. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start posting now because literally it was either between Fukireta Ochameki no or Hare Haryukai. But I was like, I don't know. I forgot why I decided to choose to do that one instead. But ultimately, I was like, I'm just gonna do this dance. So I posted that. I recorded it like the day before and then posted it that day or whatever. So yeah, that was my very first dance cover.
A little bit of detour, but like when I started getting into Vocaloid back in like 2016, like I would watch MMD videos, which are just like
Yeah.
copying like uh people's choreo from Niku Niku Doga, and like I would just
Hmm.
watch like dance covers of Vocaloid songs.
Hmm.
I think I remember watching watching your Lavatory dance cover like years ago. Like,
Mine?
yes, yours. So
Oh, oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
So I was like when I was researching and just going through your YouTube channel, I was like, I remember watching this like back in what 2016 or 2015 ish. But like, yeah, man, wow, time
Yeah,
flies.
I didn't realize that. I mean, that for right now, that is currently like the most viewed cover that I have on my channel. So fair enough. I just didn't think that that would be like the cover because before that one, it used to be Gokuraku Jodo, Garnida's Gokuraku Jodo, but unfortunately got taken down because of copyright. So now it's laboratory, and every so often, some people tell me that they actually have seen my cover, but they didn't know it was me. And I was like, that's crazy to hear sometimes. I'm like, dang, this isn't so long ago.
Mm. Do you have like one dance cover that like stands out in your head that you've done?
There's a few. Like as a solo dance cover, I think one that I kind of like, oh, one for sure again is Gokuraku Jodo because at the time I told myself I needed to be the first overseas like odorite to cover this dance. And then the fact that I actually Maria actually tweeted that because I also posted it on Nico too. And that got views too. And she posted, she was like, "Oh my god, even people overseas are like dancing my thing too." And I was like, Maria noticed me, and then Mume and Nina too. So that one is very memorable to know that them three like noticed the cover. But besides that one, another one that I really liked is Ars Magnus Natsu ni Kisu Shite ii desu ka? Because it was basically I had to do like three parts. So it was like me learning like the sensei's part, me learning like the white-haired guy Izumi So's part, and then the main guy Akira's like the third part in the end. So it was like double me essentially. And then like towards the end, it was like me a third time, like kind of. So it was a really fun cover, and that got like decent like traction too. I was just like, I just like to do this for fun because it's just a silly dance, but I really liked it. I put a lot of effort learning both sides and stuff.
Since you do have like a lot of dance covers, and that is a lot of like choreo to learn, what goes into like, you know, putting these moves into like muscle memory?
Honestly, is just repetition. It is just dissecting and repeating it like over and over and over again. I use VLC media, so like I always like do like section A through V and kind of just like loop that as much as I can, just constantly, just so I can get that part down and just kind of moving on to the next thing, and then kind of going from the beginning to the end, or beginning until that section, so on and so forth, just that whole repetition. um and I don't know, I learn things a little bit differently, I guess. Like, I know there's some people who learn it like I gotta learn like the hands first and then I learn the feet, or however it is. I kind of just kind of have to go through it all at once. But um sometimes I just try to also just watch it constantly too, to see if there's any particular movements that I'm missing. Um, Sometimes, if I do happen to like record it for myself and then rewatch it, if there's anything I'm missing, if it's not just myself and I'm, for instance, like doing like a cover with like my whatever group I'm with as well, if they notice anything, it's just kind of like figuring out like where what section is wrong, where can we fix it essentially. Um, yeah, and then I recently had to learn things like mirrored, because I used to learn things like unmirrored, so like straight whatever video it is, my mind can like mirror it already. So
What?
then, but now I have, because everyone like mirrors the video, so I had to learn how to like basically copy the like the video as it is like a mirror. So now I have to, so once I like learn it, I have to flip it also. So I'm making sure I'm like turning the right direction, because sometimes like if you're turning like left or right, it's so completely different. So I have to do that as well. So it's just a lot of dissecting, repetition. uh, Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like as someone who just watches the final product of the dance video, I do want to like delve into like delve into how people learn these dances, because it's not instant, so
Mm.
it's very interesting that you you practice these dances unmirrored and actually know like how it is the opposite way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. My mind could just do things unmirrored. It's like when people see that I can read upside down, they're like, "You can read upside down." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. I can kind of just do it." So I don't know. Maybe it's just some weird skill that I have. Now I can like learn things like as a mirrored version, but I have to sometimes just go back unmirrored just to make sure, triple check.
Hmm. Segueing into that, what would have been like the most complicated or the most toughest choreo that you had to learn for a cover?
Ooh. Um, Crazy enough, I don't, is it on my cover? I know I put on my playlist, but there's this like traditional like enka version of like Senbon Sakura that it's like a four-person version with like fans essentially. That always is the one that I tell people that I have like the hardest to learn personally, because the musicality is incredibly difficult for me to pick up, because no, most of the time like you can, when you're dancing, like when there's like certain beats or counts to it, it's pretty easy to get on, because like certain moves hit certain beats. But that one, like the fluidity of it just throws me off so much. Every single time I look back at the video, I criticize myself so much, because I'm like, God, it's so hard for me. The flow was just so weird for me. So that personally, that was actually like the toughest uh dance cover that I've done, which was like many many years ago, but it still sticks with me to this day, to be honest.
Hmm. Uh, well, in contrast to that, what was the easiest to learn? Like, couple hours, couple minutes, you know.
Um, I think just as a like in general, a lot of like the like idol stuff, it tends to be a little bit more on the easier side for me, just because at least like the earlier idol stuff, because it's more like a little bit more simplistic, at least at the time. And also some, not all of the like otomita dances were a little bit on the easier side because of like the certain like movements. Um, so it's hard to pinpoint like which one was like the fastest, because back then I was able to learn dances really quickly. I can't do the same right now, but back then I had the mental capacity to learn dances within like less than an hour. I don't know how I did it, but those used to be like easier, I guess. The newer stuff now is like it takes so much more time. Dances are so much like super complex now that I'm like, oh, I gotta dissect this. But back then it was just easy. I think also just like the dances that require maybe like that are only like a minute long. I think those are like the easier
Hmm.
dances to learn. Mhm.
Like, how to yokai? Just the the ending version.
Yeah, yeah. If it was just the ending version, for sure, that was easy. If I'm not mistaken.
Hmm. Is there like any dance covers that you've done before that you would want to bring back for an idol set?
Oh my god. Y- yes, I would. Oh my god. Anything off the top of my head? I'm not entirely sure which one I would, but I mean, I'm all about that nostalgia too, so I'm willing to bring back any song that I've done before to like do it and just see how much I've like grown from there. Cause I like looking back at my dances anyways every now and then. Just to be like, God, I sucked so much, or you know what, I wasn't that bad, but I can do so much better now. So there is a few that I would, more than happy to like do again. I would just have to like go through that whole list. But yeah.
Quick question though. Say like, do you like, it's been like 14 years, but do you remember like if I give you Bad Apple, do you remember the Bad Apple choreo just 14 years later, or like,
I Oh my god, it's so funny because like I do, but at the same time, I know like whenever I do a dance that I haven't done in so long, I do like it opposite for whatever reason. Like instead of the way it's supposed to go, I always do it the opposite way. Like I remember because what is it? Cuz I host like the official RPDs at like Anime Expo. So I remember putting Bad Apple for instance that example on um in the set list too. But then when I did it and I look back at it and I was like, oh shit, everyone's doing it the correct way and I'm doing it wrong. Oh, I'm doing it, but I'm just going the complete opposite way. I don't know why that happens, but I remember it just not as correctly as I thought I did. So, yeah.
see? Well, since we are talking about choreo, and
Mhm.
I might as well just jump a little bit ahead, but you have uh been credited as the choreographer for Moe Age's original song. I don't remember the title, but
Saijo Kyun no Moe Moe Kyun.
yeah,
Yes.
which you performed at your debut set. But
Mm.
um like what is it like creating your own choreography?
To be honest, that's something I'm still trying to figure out as well myself, like my own style or figuring out a better way to do it. But for instance, like with Saijo Q, for instance, I like me and Latte, because we both like co-choreographed it, like we kind of like go through it, or at least I went through it a little bit like line by line, like what was each lyric, what did it say. When I kind of try to do choreo, I want to find kind of like the parts that I want to connect with certain movements, um just so that it hopefully it kind of like helps whoever's learning it or doing it, like remember like this is supposed to be the part like asa, right? And then yoru because sleep, and then right, and then ohayo, ohayo, ohayo because it's like it makes sense like morning. So I just wanted to try to find things to like certain words that kind of like connect and find a certain movement that kind of like you associate with that word essentially. So that was just kind of like at least that particular choreo process. In general, I tend to go line by line, but sometimes like if line by line is too much because I get stuck, I just kind of like free flow it and then find certain parts that I really liked um with that lyric or the lyrics rather, and then kind of just do movements around that. I'm still kind of a beginner choreographer, even though I've been trying for so many years to kind of like do original choreo for like other things that just never got published, but I think I'm still trying to find my style, truthfully.
Hmm.
I think I just got really lucky with Saijo Q because I was just like, I can't let Sai down. We can't let Sai down. We gotta make it good. But I'm like out of like all the choreo I've ever made in my life, Saijo Q I'm like the most proud of. God, yeah.
Yeah, like oh no, cuz like when I watched Moe Age performed, I think that would have been way before the original song. But hopefully I can see them at Northern Lights and
Mm.
see that the choreo in motion. But I did see you perform it at Annie Pop. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it looked great.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Latte made like a small little like choreo video as well because I think someone asked for it as well. So if they wanted to learn the short version, it is on her Insta. So hopefully more people can learn it. I would be so happy personally because I'm like I worked hard on that choreo too. We worked so hard on it and like just always seeing them perform it genuinely like makes me happy. And then when I've seen like every once in a while like someone like happens to like learn it somehow and I'm like y'all make me so happy.
one other thing, Moe Age has multiple members. That is a lot of people.
Mm.
How do you choreo? How do you like organize choreo for like that many people?
That was all latte side, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken, or latte or like saya side. Just because like the only because we just kind of focus more on like the singular, like one person if someone was like to request it at the cafe. But if there were certain things like in the group itself, I think that's more on them. The only part that I remember that I remember telling Latte, I was like, my only thing for like the multiple people thing is in the what is in the solo part where like everyone's like going down and I think like Sumi singing she's like and it's like everyone's like going down on each end essentially. That was the only thing that I said. I was like that's the only thing I imagined. But everything else I just thought of solo. That's pretty much it.
I see. Hmm.
Yeah, so that's not my credit.
Um, is that Moe Age song your sole credit as currently for choreo, or have you done other things that have been public?
I have done my first like original choreo that I technically posted online was Fruits Baskets like the remake opening one again. I was just like I want to try to make choreo to this. Even though truthfully slow songs like that are not my forte. I don't know why I decided to do it. I just wanted to try. Looking back at it, maybe I could have done something better, but I did technically do an original choreo for that because I was like, Fruits Basket is back. Uh, and then what else did I? And then technically, as of recently, I did do original choreo for, what is it? Pokemon Journeys, 1, 2, 3 by Soramafu or After the Rain, as they're called. It's like the opening that they've done. So I did a choreo for that just for myself to perform it because I was like I really like Soraru and Mafu Mafu. So I I just wanted to do a choreo for that because I was like it's in theme, it's Pokemon. So and that's the only two like other official choreo that I've like shown to the world, I guess you can say.
Hmm. Segueing into that, since you did make that choreo for your performance, we might as well talk about how you got into, I guess, becoming a kaigai idol. So at first, usually I ask this like at the start, but might as well ask it now. What first got you into J-pop or idol culture?
There's three parts to this. So, there's three parts. So, like, of course, with J-pop, of course, I kind of got into it, kind of like I mentioned it before. It was like anime openings and endings, as like most, most people, and Vocaloid. That's how I got into like Odotomita to begin with. Um, Idol, Kaigai Idol, kind of the reason was because I came across, I don't know how many people, I think very few people maybe know, but she was kind of, I guess, in nowadays terms, Kaiga Idol. She was a net idol back then. It was Becky Cruel. So she used to she was kind of like, I think her story was that someone made her popular because of like a cover that she posted on Nico Nico Doga, and then she got popular from that, and she kind of became an idol. And at the time I was like, oh, I wanted it to be that. So that's actually the reason why I kind of decided to try Odotomita and even post to begin with, because I kind of saw her. I was like, I want to try to do that one day. It's hard. Clearly I'm here, but I mean, there's also other nuances to it too, but ultimately that was my technical start of like how I got into even like the idol kind of Odotomita culture, because of her. Um, and uh, then J idols, like getting into more of that. Technically, I it was so funny when I was like looking back at my videos. I genuinely thought it was from Shugochara. It was not. I happened to come across covers of Morning Musume's Onna to Otoko no Lullaby Game, because apparently that was like the new one of their newest like singles at the time, and I was like, oh, I like this dance a lot. So then I did a cover of that shortly after, and then it wasn't until maybe like shortly after that was when I watched Shugochara. And then I was like, oh, Bono. And then I looped into the whole like, okay, Hello Project, technically Morning Musume and Bono are connected. And then that's how all that happened. So yeah. I thought it was Shugochara, but no, it was just literally just a random video covers of Morning Musume that I came across, and that's how I got into Morning Musume. So Morning Musume was my personal like
Gateway.
first J-pop idols, yeah.
Oh yeah, didn't you? Yeah, you did like a J-pop workshop for a Bono song at Anime
I
Expo, right?
did. Yeah, I did this year. Like, I really wanted to do yeah, what is it, Kokoro no Tamago, the first Shugo opening, because because Peach Pit did the art for, AX's stuff, and Amu was like on it with along with Rosa Maiden, like the mascot for AX. So I was like, I wanted to link, it all together. It's the year ago Shugo, so I was like, I'm gonna teach the opening. So that's why I decided to teach it. I was like, the time is now. It's an easy song too. I was surprised that the crowd is actually able to get it super quickly. If I knew, I would have like taught the whole 1 minute 30 song, but I only taught them like the first like minute, or not the first, sorry, like a whole minute's worth. But if I knew they could have gotten the whole minute 30, I would have done it. I didn't know. I didn't know they can catch on to it too quickly. I was like, oh shit. But I was like, oh god, I gotta repeat. I'm gonna be like, you guys wanna go back and do it again? Let's repeat that. Let's work on that, making sure we got it. They were doing so well. Applause to them, but I truly was like, oh.
I guess a little bit of a detour, but like at anime, like the very first Anime Expo that I went to was 2017. You had the Togen Renka J-pop workshop, but
I did.
you did, but I wished I could have crossed paths with you, but like I went to the K-pop workshop instead.
You were. I was crazy.
I would have joined. I would have been at the J-pop workshop, but I could, Instead, I went to the K-pop one. So
that's okay, honestly. That's fair. K-pop was booming. I mean, it's still booming right now, but it was crazy back then. It was hard to really push for J-pop, but that's crazy. Yeah. We would have met each other earlier. Who would have known? But alas, it's now.
Yeah. Well, somehow I know a little bit of Birthday by Icon, but I could have learned Togenrenka instead.
It's okay. It's okay. We had to choose something, one or the other. If you learned two dances, you would have been too sore for AX and all that walking. So it's okay.
uh, Going back on track.
Mm.
You participated in idol adjacent things like being a maid for Parfait Party,
Mm-hmm.
which you still are.
Mm-hmm.
And being a backup dancer alongside Rena Keaton for Paida's performance at SoCal Idol Fest. That was 2 years ago. But
Yes.
what really inspired you to become a solo kaigai idol?
So throughout my years, I kind of like a lot of people kind of already considered me as like an idol already, just because I've been doing like so many performances or so many like performance adjacent like competitions or whatever. So they already considered me as like a net idol, but um, it was it was truly hard for me to kind of even accept the term idol for so long because I just saw myself as a dancer. To me, right, I felt like an idol had to also sing as well. I mean, I understand like of course like now like the terminology is very like broad, and which is like there's very much an umbrella term, but at the time like I just felt like, oh, I'm not really a singer. I just see myself more as an odorite, like a performer. So I felt very flattered when people online called me a net idol, but at the same time, I was like, I don't know if I deserve this title at the same time. There's people who are like singing and dancing. I don't really know. Um, but I think ultimately what the push was, crazy enough, it was kind of a conversation that I had with like my supervisor at work. So a lot of people at work like know that I do like J-pop performances, not by me. Whole other story. Like they know I kind of like do these things, and but at work I'm in like in a quite high position at my work. So and especially with like COVID happening, I kind of just happened to climb up the ranks at work. So I was like, okay, I'm at a pretty stable like place with work. But at the same time, it was I had like the biggest sense of FOMO because like kaigai idol scene was booming, right? And I felt like god, especially like like right when COVID was like slowly like ending, or however you want to say, like slowly like lightening up,
Yeah.
like um I was like, god, I stopped like dancing during COVID because of work, but it's crazy to see that something I've worked so hard for is popping, is booming, and I can't be a part of it, is what I told myself, because I was like, okay, what am I balancing? I'm balancing something that's like keeping me stable or balancing something that's what is it? Like just like a passion, like a hobby. But and it was not like a light decision, truthfully, because even before this year, I've been contemplating it for many, 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 many years, right? It's just like, do I want to pursue this? Do I not? Um, so ultimately for the past few years I've just been choosing like work. Ultimately I was just like, I'll maybe do like an event here or there, like dance event with like my friends, but ultimately I'm just gonna choose work. Especially because at my job when I had it, like I like it's hard to get the weekends off. All these events are always like weekends important, but like in the industry that it's hard to have a weekend off. So, it was just kind of like a decision. Like I kind of like talked about it with like my supervisor, or he brought it up to me, like, why aren't you doing this? And I was like, I'm always giving excuses. I'm like, well, this or this, and he's like, why don't you just do it? Just do it and see, and just see how it goes from there. So crazy enough, my supervisor at work just kind of just really encouraged me to kind of just do it, and I was like, you know what, I'll do it. And that's why I decided to just put myself out there for like any pop, because it was like close by. So the conversation happened in February, and I was like later that night I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do this now. I'm gonna start working on this now. so if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have that push, because I was just always teetering between like job or job or J-pop. But then like also thinking about it too, like I this is kind of like the longest hobby I've had for so long. Like again, it is 15 years, and like a lot of the hobbies that I had prior don't really stick as long. You know, I tend to like teeter back and forth between other things. Like skating, I like it, but it couldn't last long. It doesn't last as long. It takes, you know, a lot of other things too. I did like doing art. I still like doing art, but like as like a passion thing, I just like doing it as a hobby. And even though like J-pop is like equally like, I guess you can say like a hobby thing as well, it's just something I've never been so passionate about like J-pop as much as I did. And I can't believe even like 15 years later, I'm still here. So ultimately I was like, you know what, I might as well just go for it. Um, do it now. Just kind of get over it. I know the economy sucks right now, but at the same time, another thing kind of was like, you don't want to, you know, kind of, you know, regret your life. And I kind of want to be a little happy as well. The time is now, I guess, so might as well just kind of work as much as I can towards it. So, yeah.
Well, well, fortunately, you did actually debut and
Yeah.
went through with being an idol. So, ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess like it's kind of unique. Usually idols do have concepts. Usually, I guess some idols do just have like one vibe or like another vibe, but you specifically are mainly focused on trading card games and I guess more specifically like Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon and I guess a little bit of Pokemon, but like
Yeah.
what really inspired that concept to bring, I guess, your interests into the idol world?
I honestly grew up playing like Yu-Gi-Oh. That was like my thing. I was like always, you know how it's always like guys playing like TCGs, right? But truthfully, like when Yu-Gi-Oh came out, I was genuinely interested in the card game. So when Duel Monsters happened in the US, I was there for those early cards. Like my first my first deck that I got was Starter Deck Pegasus. So that long ago. So I truly did grow up with Yu-Gi-Oh. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh so much. It's like I will say in comparison to Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon, I'm not as active in like knowledgeable in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime as I am in the Digimon anime. Like I've seen all of Digimon. I skipped some Yu-Gi-Oh, but I did grow up with Yu-Gi-Oh. Even though like sometimes like I fell off of it, I still played it again every now and then. Um, don't tell me about now because obviously like TCGs are expensive and then Yu-Gi-Oh was crazy until they mentioned the Genesis format. We'll see if I get into it maybe. But I did genuinely grow up with watching like what is it, Saturday morning cartoons anyways. So normally Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon were like the big things on like what, 4Kids or Kids WB, either the
Yeah.
two. Um and then Digimon equally, I've always like kind of grown up liking it, even though I didn't have the means to be able to watch it because it just wasn't on cable Digimon. But like, I remember like growing up, what is it? There was there was like some toys that came out at the time, with Digimon too. I don't know if I don't know if anybody remembers like these Taco Bell toys with like the Digimon like cards inside, but I don't know, that stuck with me and I've always liked Digimon since. And then in the Spanish channels, like if I happen to come across it or if I went to go visit my grandparents, sometimes like Dragon Ball or Digimon would be on, so I liked it too. So it's those two. I mean Pokemon of course, like with everyone, I kind of grew up with them, but Yu-Gi-Oh and Digimon personally for me, like I grew up and it stuck with me till this day. And like I feel like well, at least I don't know, I always felt like I was like the odd one out because I'm like this girl that just likes Yu-Gi-Oh or this girl that likes Digimon, and then everyone likes Pokemon but not really Digimon, so it's like that sort of like thing. I know I'm rambling, but
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
um and then like also like I used to play like Yu-Gi-Oh competitively too. So I'm not that I was good, but I did play it competitively. I did go to like YCS tournaments too. But like I don't know. I just always liked the card games in general. And I just ultimately like when I, you know, decided my concept, cuz at first I was thinking like okay, what kind of concept do I want to be? And normally when I gravitate to concepts, I tend to gravitate like my favorite thing is I like the color purple and I like cats and I like wearing like Sailor Fuku outfits. So I wanted initially to be like a purple cat wearing like a sailor outfit or some sort of like variant to that. But at the same time I was like I like that, but I want to do something that's just more unique. And like growing up, I always felt kind of like quote tomboyish too anyway, and I always like the cooler concepts normally. I do like cute concepts, that's why I'm in a maid cafe, but like personally for me, for my own stuff, I like doing like hard choreo or like cool concepts. So that's why I was like, you know what, I kind of want to combine the things that truly make me, who I am today. Like I still love these shows till today. And I just wanted to kind of like embody and embrace it and be like, yeah, she's that. I've always been the Yu-Gi-Oh girl, to be fair. So at the time, so yeah, I'm that Yu-Gi-Oh girl or that Digimon girl. I can't really say Pokemon. Everyone loves Pokemon, but I'm mostly the other two girls. Mostly the other two girls. So yeah, Pokemon's there because it's kind of convenient, but genuinely the songs are good too. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that like you are, I guess you, as you said, the Yu-Gi-Oh girl. So like there is no one else like you that has that. So I do appreciate like original concepts so much.
Thank you, thank you. It's kind of hard because I know like a lot of people tend to like and gravitate towards the cuter concepts, and which personally me too. I love it too, but at the same time I'm like, but for the cool girlies, I gotta be up there for them.
um so for many years you were known as Juke. I guess you added the box when you debuted as an idol, right? Or no?
Yeah, I mean, like technically, so before regular Juke, like on my YouTube, and then most like what is it? And most of my other like handles too. I was technically frozen juke, but I did technically have jukebox like on the side, so I did have a separate account that had jukebox in it. And initially, that was my dance cover like Instagram like page. I'm barely bad at managing like two Instagrams to be honest, so that's why ultimately when I decided to just stick with jukebox and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do that. I just swapped it over. So I've had jukebox on the back burner, but I was like, I think now's the time. Now's the time for jukebox.
Sea Line with a good question. Have any other idols told you that they got inspiration from your cool concepts?
No, no one. Inspiration from my cool concepts. No, I've never have gotten that. I mean, I am still new to be fair, but no one has ever told me that. TBH,
Hey, maybe one
it
day
would be one day. That
you'll
would be that would
you'll.
be nice. I know that there's like a lot of like other people that kind of mention it because they're like, oh, I remember like playing or I play Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that. So it's so cool that you do that. Or if they hear like uh, me singing like Digimon, they're like, oh, I remember this song because it's like very nostalgic too. So I get that. Inspired or like any other sort, at least not yet. It would be nice, but no one has done anything yet.
Maybe we'll get you know, some debut idols that have you know, play cards. Who knows?
That would be cool. That would be cool.
Hmm. All right. Let's talk about your debut, Annie Pop,
Mm,
2025,
mm.
early May. Um, what? I mean, like we talked about it before. It was like the feeling of just do it. So you just applied for Annie Pop. What? Like, how
Mm.
how did you feel like finally applying?
I felt good because just because I was like I just gotta put myself out there. I don't think truly I'm ever ready for anything to be honest. Again, like kind of like what I mentioned before that I what is it? I tend to have a tendency to overthink. So I'm always like I don't think I'm ever ready for X or Y. But kind of like what I said, if I don't do this now, I'm just gonna constantly like prolong this thought. So, um, never fully ready, but I was like, I'm just gonna get it over with. I'm just gonna do this, pretty much.
Hmm. So finally apply, get accepted. Um, did they tell you like how long your set would have been? Like,
Yeah, they said it was. I forgot. I think it was 20 minutes. I think it was 20 or 25 minutes. I think it's 20.
hmm.
I think it's 20. Yeah.
So with that, how did you decide your set list?
I kind of wanted a little bit of like everything. So What I did was, what was it? It was a thing, something from Pokemon, something from Yu-Gi-Oh, something from Digimon. Um, just kind of had one of each. And then I did Kaichoa Maid Sama opening. There was a dance to it because I was like, I wanted something to also embrace like things that brought me here to this day, and I've always loved maids, so I did that. And then the last thing being Saijo-Q, because I was like, I never truly felt confident with my choreo, but I really love this song. It makes me happy. Thank you all for loving this dance. So I wanted to perform that too. So I just kind of wanted to showcase a little bit of like everything essentially.
Mm. Um, with that set, um, it was all mostly. I mean, it was majority choreo. Sticking to what you know, right?
Yes.
Did you want to showcase your vocals at the debut, or did you just want to like push it for a future event?
You know, it was crazy. I never actually thought of doing vocal stuff until I got accepted to USIF. I genuinely thought I was going to be strictly dancing until I got accepted. So
Wow.
I was just going to be a straight dance idol,
Hmm.
kind of, which would have been fine ultimately. But um, it wasn't until that letter of acceptance happened that I was like, do they see me as an idol? Maybe I can try singing. Was my thought process. So yeah.
Let's see. Um. Well, I mean, it's good to like try something new, right? So,
Yeah.
um, how did you prepare for this set?
Honestly, the only thing that I truly prepared for was just the original choreo to the Pokemon one that I did, the 1 2 3 1. Just because I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do more original choreo. Because initially, right, that before I got getting into USIF, I was like, I'm gonna focus more on trying to do like original choreo. So I'm gonna start slowly and do that. So that was the biggest prep because everything else was like songs that I've probably have done before, or they're just kind of like easier to pick up because most of the songs that I tend to do are on like the shorter end. They're only mostly like a minute 30 for the most part. Sideshow Q was just on like the shorter-ish end, being like 2-ish minutes, but everything else was 1 minute, so that was the only thing I truly had to focus on, or yeah, work on.
Right. So, right, take me to like right before the set. How were you feeling before going on stage?
Uh, so I mean, even though I've been performing for like so many years, no matter what stage I'm on, I'm gonna be nervous, super nervous. Um, but yeah, and then especially because the MC, I didn't expect her to go on stage and say like, "If you guys something," I forgot exactly what she said, but she said something along the lines of, "Get ready, because next idol, something about dueling, did it a duel, did it a dance, whatever." And then I was like, "Oh no!" That's when I got really nervous. I was like, "Oh shoot!" And because I left my dual disc in the back too, because I brought on my dual disc, and I was like, "Okay, now it's now or never." And the people who have kind of crossed paths were like so excited. They're like, "Oh my god, you got a dual disc out here!" And I was like, "Yeah." So me going on stage because I had a little like intro thing. Basically, it was Yu-Gi-Oh GX, the Yu-Gi-Oh GX4 opening. Opening 4 from the Japanese version, Precious Time Glory Days. I had like the little bit of the opening to kind of like get me in there, and I was like, I gotta bring out with my dual disc, and since it was like the DM dual disc, the original one too, it had the little like like on the side. So getting up there and being like, yeah, switching the flip, yeah, I was so nervous because at the same time I was like, this is kind of cringe, but at the same time I had to mentally tell myself to be cringe is free. I'm free right now as an idol. I'm free with this concept. I am free. So that's what I had to tell myself. Like, even though I wanted this concept, I was like, it's cringe, but it's free. I'm free. I'm being me. So that was my nerves mostly.
I mean, yeah. The dual disc is, a really cool like prop to have. So,
Hmm.
uh, I think I got one for Christmas. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh GX that I asked my dad for a dual disc and he got me one. And I don't know where that went. He probably donated to the Philippines, but I do miss that thing.
No.
I know
Oh
it's
my god.
I know I
No.
know it's like super expensive. Like the OG ones are
It,
really expensive. So
it is. Oh my god. The dual disc that I brought to Annie Pop, that one I had it. I bought it years ago in a thrift store and I saw it then and I was like, if I don't get this now, I know I'm never gonna see this again. And then I see later that this shit is going for so high. It's expensive. And then actually recently I bought off of eBay the GX dual disc because GX is my favorite series. Jaden Yuki is my guy. If everyone knows, Jaden Yuki's my guy.
yeah.
So I recently bought the GX dual disc, but they are still expensive. They're still about $100. I was thankfully able to get like a decent like priced one that was still relatively like pretty mint, but still is expensive.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand, but that sucks. I'm sorry, sir.
I do miss it.
Mm.
So you do perform 20-minute set. Um as you said, like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, Op- another OP, and then
Mhm.
Moage. Boom.
Mhm. Mhm.
Going off stage, how did you feel after after everything?
I was truly relieved, honestly. I mean, like as any other kind of like performance and things I've done, I was relieved. But I was like, okay, I did it. This is the beginning of however long I'm gonna do this concept for. So, um, especially since it's like not your typical concept, I was like, I'm relieved that that it was done, truthfully. But excited for like the next things, whatever I had coming.
Hmm. So it's been 5 months since Annie Pop to now. How many performances did you have in between that time?
Um, I think. Oh my god, I wrote it. So it was Annie Pop. It was Freya Live, and then Milky Way Marketplace, and then I did one more. Anime Not Mark. So it had four technically
Hmm.
so far.
Let's see. Um, since you did upload a video of you performing Butterfly with vocals,
Mhm.
was that the very first time you performed a song with vocals, or was it like another time before that?
Before that, about a month ago, I did perform at my idol friend Freya's, like her event. That's when I decided to debut my vocals. So that was the first time, and that was the only song I sung too, which was Butterfly. Um, I was like, you know what? I gotta practice now since, again, I was like, I got accepted to USIF. I gotta practice my vocals now. So, before Milky Way, it was that event, and again, it was still Butterfly that I did. It was very scary, but yeah, I did it. I did it.
I mean, I guess like as a fan, it's interesting to see like an idol start. Baseline. You know, sometimes they do have like you know are have very much. For example, for you, you are very much awesome in dancing, but you aren't very confident in your singing. But like for some idols who do that and like over time seeing them perform, over time and then see them improve their vocals, it's something to be along with that journey. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought too. I had to equally tell myself, like if like with dancing, right? And when I started dancing again, like looking back at my video, I sucked. I had no other prior like dancing experience. So like seeing that growth at least like on YouTube is, crazy, right? And being along kind of like that YouTube journey. But now that like kaigai idol scene is like here and I'm kind of a part of it, I was like, you know what? I may not be good on my vocals right now, but everyone is here for that journey regardless. So I was like, if I suck now, it's okay. I'll get better, and I hope people will see me hopefully improve down the road. So, yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Well, I am going to see you at USIF, so I do want to actually see you perform. So, You'll be fine.
I'm always nervous.
um, what's more difficult in your perspective, performing a song vocals only or performing a song with both choreo and vocals?
Choreo and vocals. At Milky Way Marketplace, I did a song with choreo and vocals. It was now I just do it straight dancing because I realized how impossible that was. I don't know why I tried, but it was Burn. It's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 second opening by Bullet Train. Chotokyu, my favorite J-pop boy band. But because their group is like what now it's different, but they initially started off as like 2 vocals and 5 main dancers. But sometimes like the vocal person like does some dancing. So I was like, okay, maybe I can try this. And so when I was practicing at home, I was like, oh yeah, I think this is okay. But when I got on stage, like first of all, Chotokyu dances are quite difficult in itself, or like high tension, high energy. And second of all, I keep forgetting when I perform, I go like even though I might go 100% at home, I go or like 100, even 110 if I try. Sometimes because of my nerves, I sometimes go like 120 or 130% during a performance. So I feel like my thighs cramp sometimes and I'm like, this is crazy. And then so when I was doing that at Milky Way, I was like, oh, you can hear me panting. It's crazy. I don't have it uploaded because I'm too embarrassed. But what is it? It is so difficult. And then I kind of learned that like doing vocals and like singing and dancing, you kind of have to kind of find that balance. And the thing with me is that since I'm predominantly a dancer, I want to focus more on dancing, but I learned that you're gonna have to kind of compromise a little bit on that. But it's hard. I really want to do it's like I want to do one or the other. I know down the road I'm gonna have to learn both, but um that was so hard. Oh, God. Yeah, but
So
what a performance.
when you did choreo for Moe Age, of course they have to like
Hmm.
sing and dance. Did you like do did you like do anything for that?
I did not consider that to be honest because mostly like I remember I was told that this was for like their idol group, but initially like I was just thinking more like, oh, it's gonna be for um like when they ordered like the dances essentially. So that's my thought and I was like, "Oh, okay. This is fine." To be fair, the original choreo that we did for Saijokyu was a little more complex, but we were told to tone it down also. Probably a little bit for that reason as well. Um but I know that they kind of uh I think choreographed and altered their formations and dancing based off of who's singing because they don't really not all of them necessarily like sing as they dance like they're some of them will dance in the background and then like the main person singing or singers will be in the front because it is a high energy dance to be fair so that's what I'm kind of thinking of. I did not take into account of that. That's my bad. I just thought of the pure dance aspect of it.
Yeah, it was just like an interesting thought I had, on the spot. But like, I was very curious. um, at Milky Way Marketplace, which was like a couple, like literally last month, right?
Mhm.
You did debut your official idol outfit because debut. It was, I guess, like a temporary thing.
Yes, it was. Yes, yes. It was just what I had at the time because my friend who I commissioned just wasn't ready at the time for it, but she was able to get it done by Milky Way. So yeah, Milky Way was the time.
Hmm,
The any time prior to Milky Way was just temporary until then.
I see. Um, when you were like trying to figure out what you wanted for your outfit, what were like any the inspirations for it?
Mostly mostly Yu-Gi-Oh. So, Yu-Gi-Oh! Digimon was mostly just the goggles for Digimon, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Was the main silhouette inspiration. So, like for instance, like the top was inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, kind of specifically. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, I guess you can say kind of slash like Arc 5 because of the weird if you know, you know, I guess. But weird crossover thing, whatever. But It was based off like the main girl. What is her name in English? Alexis.
Oh,
So yeah, so her outfit is a little bit different in Arc 5, but her kind of like crop outfit is kind of what it was based off of. And then the silhouette for the skirt, best girl Akiza from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. That was a skirt inspiration queen. And then what is it? The trinkets, I just kind of wanted to add it so people knew like, oh, this is
the TCG idol.
this is CCG stuff. And then the goggles, of course, as everyone knows, I hope that almost all Digimon Pro tags have goggles, almost all of them. So I was like, I gotta add the goggles. So that's mostly it.
Hmm.
I just wanted to make sure that it kind of encompassed a little bit of everything. I could not get yeah. Oh yeah, and then the glove too. I completely forgot. And then the glove too was also based off of what? Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters when they went the original one where they had to go to Pegasus. So the star chips essentially. So that's what it was based off of too. So it was all put together.
Yeah, I do like the outfit a lot. So
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
yeah, as I yeah, it feels like repetitive, but like I do
Mm.
like that you are unique in that sense with the TCG concept. So
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad at least a few people appreciate it. It might not be a lot, but the ones that do, it warms my heart. So thank you.
um, I guess we'll head into future slash retrospect. Um, in general, since you still are, Jesus, you still are a veteran odorite. You might
Mhm.
we'll count that in, but in general, what was your favorite performance that you've done?
My favorite performance ever. I guess, yeah, since I don't really have a lot of idol stuff, I guess just like performance stuff. There's a few. There's a few. One that comes into mind is in 2016 when a bunch of us, a group of us, were selected as a special guest for Garnidelia's Choice at J-Pop Summit. So what it was is that CM from Code Meow, now disbanded, but from Code Meow, she kind of brought together a bunch of us who were finalists at J-Pop Summit because I won the solo one in 2015. So she kind of reached out to everyone who was like a finalist and was like, "Hey, do you guys want to like do Gokuraku Jodo for J-Pop Summit this year? Because Garni Daily is like judging it." And we're like, "Oh yeah, sure." So most of them are NorCal because at the time NorCal was the scene for J-Pop at the time, not SoCal. So most of them like recorded their stuff up there, and it was me, my friend Emily, and another person who was technically from NorCal, but she was going to school down here, Frisky. Like we recorded like our trio, like part of the dance down here, and then CM like compiled it to be like all together, and then initially they only announced like for the solo and the group dance because they have the two formats, so it's like the solo section, the group section, but then they're like, oh, but there's a special prize section, and then it was ours, and our group was called Prismix. So what is it, she was like, yeah, honestly, like we were so impressed and proud like how like like dancing and like our song has like reached so many people that you guys are coming together, so you guys are like the special winners, the special yeah, winners essentially. So yeah, since we went up there, we went to J-Pop Summit again that year, and we performed, but we didn't expect as the song started that she also sang live vocals. So
What?
we're like, and danced a little bit too. We're like, this is better than first place. This is better than the group. I'm so happy. So a lot of like odorites are also like, well, like a good handful of them are still like idols till this day. Butters or Marjorie from Trademark was part of the group. CM, Flo, um, Heidi from
Rookable?
uh Yeah. She was also part of the group too.
What?
Yeah. So it was a bunch of us that were like all together as well. Oh, and Tiffany too from Dem Pop as well. So a bunch of us were on that stage and we were like, oh shit, this is crazy. Um, yeah, that's personally my favorite performance because it was like it's a special prize. I won first place. This is crazy. I felt like I won first place because that was just so memorable just to be on the same stage with Maria. I was like, I'm breathing the same air as her.
Is there video of this or no?
There is. I have it on my playlist. I forgot where, but there is a playlist that I have, but it is there.
Well, I will check that later because I'm very interested to see like you guys doing choreo and then her doing vocals. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
is very sweet. I think she sits down after a point, but I think she was still mostly singing it, if at all. But it's still a memory. It's still crazy.
yeah. um, in contrast to that, in general, what was the most toughest performance that you've done?
Toughest performance. Toughest performance. I think. Uh, I feel like any of the competition stuff that I've done was quite tough. Toughest performance. I think when I did not really J-pop, it was K-pop, but when I did compete in like the K-pop battles at AX and our K-pop group, um, to me, that was the toughest like performance I did because K-pop to me is very difficult. I'm still till this day very intimidated by K-pop. So having to kind of like and our group always like their dance practices were constant like grinding, repeat, making sure we were able to do certain moves. We did things that were really creative that not necessarily in the choreo per se, or like we had to adapt the choreo because there was a certain amount of number for us too. And also, I was the only girl there in the group too. So for me, having to adjust to like the kind of like style, because a lot of them were like harder, like hip hop ish, like feel it was very hard for me to adapt. I mean, we did win first place, but I think to me still like it was still really tough because like the hard work that went into like doing K-pop was so hard for me because I'm just K-pop is hard for me. Like when it comes to K-pop, I like doing like the girl dances. When it comes to J-pop, I like doing the guy dances. So doing like the guy K-pop dances were very hard for me.
Yeah, I mean, as a K-pop stan, like way before Kaiga Idol, like
Mm.
the girl pop, Jesus, girl group choreo. I mean, like apart. I mean, like they are, they require a lot of energy, especially like G Friend, rest in peace G Friend. But like with
Hmm.
the boy group ones, they are very very, I guess, aggressive and take a lot more energy to do.
They did and they do. Like I know like obviously like the times have changed now, but like back in the day, like especially like I don't know. I mean like, the guys have ascended to like a whole new level, but I mean at the time at least, like to me it was just so hard. So I forgot what was the songs that we did. We did because we did like two separate sets because it was like day one competition and day two, and I forgot there was like a mix of like BTS, Wedding Dress. I forgot some other old school
You did
stuff.
wedding
So like
dress,
it
wow.
was, yeah, we did. It was like a remix version of Wedding Dress. Oh, it was so hard, but yeah, it was so complex. Like I don't mind doing like the sexy girl dances personally for K-pop. I know that was like I know it's like so contrastly different at the time, but for me, like K-pop is just hard. I think even till this day, I don't even though I don't know, I'm always so intimidated by K-pop.
Well, at least you don't have to deal with it in the kaigai sphere. So,
Yeah, no, I'll stick to my J-pop as I always loved. It's my baby.
um, we did talk about it briefly, but with vocals, you did recently start because USIF accepted you.
Mhm.
But is there anything else that you would want to improve on as an idol?
Um, just honestly, either just regular singing or even singing and dancing, because there's a performance kind of that I'm doing, like a collab-ish performance that I'm doing that requires singing and dancing. Granted, it won't be with a mic, but still, like, just the fact that I know, like, a lot of kaigai idols do sing and dance, I would like to improve on that in general. Um, I mean, this whole thing at the same time, just the whole singing thing is just incredibly new to me. So I just want to improve where I can. Maybe also do better crowd interaction. I'm so used to just like performing for like either a camera or a judge or just the general just the general audience, not like individual audience people, like whoever's like seated on like the back there. Like I'm used to just general stuff, but not um actually like going to camera. I'm so bad with eye contact also. That's like my thing. I want to get better at eye contact. So that interaction, um, I'd like to try or keep improving on rather.
I mean, like, it's something new because, like, as you said, you've been just like performing for a judge or for the camera, so you
Hmm.
do have to like take in all the factors that like there's a lot of people in that crowd that you have to
Hmm.
like do, I guess, fan service for. So yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying every now and then. If I see a camera, I try to like point at the camera and interact with them or whatever. But obviously, it's not to the level of like the true idol. So I'd like to really, I'd like to improve on that.
Yeah. Well, it takes time. So,
Mhm.
um, is there any songs that you would want to perform in the future?
Yes, there's a few. I mean, there's always I would like to go back to like kind of like what we mentioned earlier, like old songs that I like to bring back, that nostalgia factor. Other things I'd like to perform is the Digimon Tamers opening in Japanese and Spanish. Um, as well, a lot of people do like Tamers a lot. So that I'd like to do. I like to sing the what is it? Digimon Frontier. I am a Frontier girly personally, so Digimon Frontier opening. The English one is quite fire, so there's that. Uh, Another one is Code Lyoko opening. It is so good.
Wow.
I want to sing that too. It is so good. It is very nostalgic. To this day, yeah, I was like, my friend asked me to. They're like, "Are you gonna sing this?" And I was like, It's a goal next year. I'm planning, so I'd like to. I feel like very few people know Code Lyoko, but that's what I want to do too.
Like, oh my god. After school, I would watch Miguzi and like Code Lyoko and Yu-Gi-Oh! GX would be on. And I'm like, yeah.
That's my shit. Yeah, see, so see, it hits a little bit of the nostalgia tingle right in there in the brain. So that's what I'm trying to hit. If people know, they know. But yeah, that's what I want to perform. And of course, like some other like maybe other songs that I wanted to perform or dance like prior, maybe just actually do them for once. But for now, at least to try to continue, of course, like my theme and all those for sure I want to perform in the future.
um, do you have like any bucket list goals that you want to achieve as, during your time as a Kaiga idol?
Yes. I always like to try to perform as far as I can or like on bigger stages. Um like for example, I mean like I remember like as an odorite, like my bigger goals were like J-pop Summit at the time and then I was like, oh shit, I'm in. And then like perform I was like, oh shit, I'm in J-pop Summit now. So that was like back then. That was like my big goal as an odorite, and then like I mean younger me, and then like dokomi at the time because the German odorite scene was quite big at the time. So I got to perform my dokomi. So those are like my big stages. I got to do those. So now as a kaigai idol, I think like well I'm doing USIF. That's already a bucket list already. Maybe as like a what's it Northwest not Northwest, sorry, Northern Lights performer, perhaps. If I ever do original song, we'll see. We'll see if that's in the cards. Um, that or Otacon, because I know Otacon has a pretty good like idol scene there as well. Um, I think that's it for now. I'm not too incredibly well versed in like the other big like idol events, but I guess Otakon for now. Maybe something in Canada. I don't know.
I mean, I think they have like Enemy North and like I don't know
Hmm.
what they have in Vancouver. Sea Line, fellow Canadian, what anime cons have like idol showcases? I do remember like Non-Sweet performed in like a couple. Type please, but but
Get
but yeah, like I do know like that Canada has like a pretty substantial like idol like idol showcase over there. But yeah, um Sea Line. All the big ones like Anime Revolution, Anime North, Autothon. Oh, okay, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, hopefully you can get a Canada performance.
That would be nice to get out of the USA for a little.
um, what else? I usually ask since there are a lot of idols that watch this show.
Hmm.
I usually ask like the guest if they have any general advice for idols, but since you are specifically an odorite, I will ask you: do you have any dance advice for kaigai idols?
Hmm. Um, my dance advice is to honestly just keep keep practicing. I would say I also know that people normally do like just like TikTok versions nowadays of like dances. I would suggest doing like the full dance or at least like a relatively like decent size like minute 30 dance. Just try to do that. Keep practicing, record yourself, analyze it, rewatch it a million times. I know we sometimes don't like looking at ourselves, but you know, at the same time, how we're gonna learn. I would just say, yeah, just pretty much just try to analyze yourself if you can. Get into it. Um, stretch a lot too. Um, now that I'm older, I'm not as flexible or as what is it? I don't have the stamina as I once did too. I gained stamina now that I'm older. I used to have the stamina. I don't know. I lost it from working, but but gain stamina too. That is incredibly important. Get out of your comfort zone and just try new dances. I know that we're always very comfortable in like doing like the cute easy dances, but maybe you do like some slightly higher complex dance maybe and just try new things, I would say.
Hmm. Oh, Sea Line said like Non-Sweet is hosting. Oh, Non-Sweet is hosting Kaiga Idol Pride Volume 2 and January Vancouver. They have Maj oh god, my Jawa Idol stage. Okay, neat. So Canada, cool. Um, I guess like focusing on dancing. Um,
Mm.
what is one like dance or choreo that you would suggest? I guess an idol that is starting out to learn like dancing for.
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like uh a good one that's a classic hits the roots is Luca Luca Night Fever. It's easy. I think it's easy enough question mark. I hope
It's
I'm not just saying
it's
that,
kind of
but
like
I
it's just para para kind of right.
a little bit. A little bit. Yeah, there's like side steps, there's enough, and it's like high energy enough. And I mean, a lot of people know it. If you put it in an RPD, like everyone like
Yeah,
jumps into
yeah.
Luca Luca. So like, I feel like Luca Luca is just like a good one. If you were to ask me back in the day, I would be like, oh yeah, Happy Synthesizer. But apparently, there's really many different versions of Happy Synthesizer now. So not that. We'll say Luca Luca now, because I think it's just good to the roots. I think it's just a good dance overall that kind of hits everything. High energy is good
I
if
see.
you really wanna do that.
Yeah. I mean, like, what was it? In the this year's RPD, I think they had you put in like Luca Luca Night Fever, Luca Luca Night Fever. I'm pretty sure, and like a lot of people like jumped in. So
Yeah, every single time I'm always shocked whenever I put like I don't know, I'm always shocked whenever I see like people jump in for Luca Luca, especially because like now that Project Sekai has been like a big thing as of lately that really brought Vocaloid songs again into light. I know a lot of people do like Project Sekai versions of dances now, so sometimes if you look at like an RPD, you'll see like
Yeah,
two different crowds
like the
doing
Nico
yeah,
Nico
doing
one,
doing
and then
different things.
Prosekai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like I'm like, thank God they didn't do anything. They didn't touch Luca Luca. So Luca Luca is untouched. I'm glad everyone just knows the classic. So that's the one. That's the one I would say.
um, is there anyone in the, I guess, kaigai idol scene or like the odorite scene that you look up to?
So Kaiga idol scene, I do look up to Paida because I mean I've known her for some time as well. So just like knowing, seeing her grow, till how how big she is now, I would say I do look up to her. Like fellow like Odoritas as well. I do look up to Flo as well, like because we all kind of started around the same time, but he's amazing. His dancing is impeccable. Like he's so good, his original choreos and everything. And then my friend Tuna as well, because she started a bit after me, but I've seen her grow like till how she is now. She's in Japan doing a lot of like original choreo, doing other choreos with other odorites, doing her own thing. Like her videos getting popular. Like it's just amazing to see that she's still had that passion until today. So I know they're like some of them are friends. Like Tuna is like a close friend of mine, but like she's so far. But like the fact that she's still really strong, out there. Like I look up to them too.
See. Well, yeah, no. It is good to have like I like your friends that you look up to and like seeing them in high places. So yeah. um, how long do you want to keep active as an idol?
Uh, as as long as I can, honestly, I don't really have like a set timeline. Like again, like I didn't expect to see myself being an odorite doing odotomite, J-pop dancing or whatever for this long. So for me, I just like to see if I can be an idol for as long as I can, as long as my body will let me until it gives out, I guess. I don't really have like a set time. Until whenever. And even if I stopped being an idol, that doesn't mean I would necessarily stop being an odorite. I would still maybe be like an idol in some people's eyes, but I mean, you know, we'll kind of see on that.
Yeah. I mean, I think like a lot of people just want to do this until, the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm. No, for sure.
yeah. I guess what do you want to see more from the kaigai idol scene? I guess in general or like with choreo, your interpretation on that.
It's hard to say. I feel like I've seen like since I'm still new, obviously, like I'm still learning. But I mean, seeing the Kaiga idol scene grow as it is already more than what I've already asked for the past like 10 years. To be honest, all I wanted was for J-pop to boom, and it did finally. It still maybe be niche, but it's so much bigger than what I try to advocate for like the past like 10 years. So for the fact that it is where it is now, like more people like with glow sticks voting, more people supporting J-pop, caring about J idols in general, caring about like uh, us like doing more of this is it's already more than enough. And the fact that already like I'm obviously like we're seeing like so many events dedicated to like idol stuff, like I think that's more than I can ask for. I think maybe just I don't know, I guess more it's not really necessarily that I want to see more. I guess just more like dance stuff or maybe like the idol groups you know what, maybe idol groups that have like predominantly vocals and then main dancers, like for instance like I said, like my favorite band is Chotokyu, so I've always dreamed like if I was to be in a group I would want to be a main dancer, not really a main vocalist. So it's still like a full like being part of like a group, but um just focusing on like your strengths, I would like to see that maybe if there's a group like that, because yeah, I don't mind singing. Like I'm happy that I even get to sing, that I can try to sing, but at the same time, maybe that sort of like mix, perhaps.
Like I don't think like it is a like a common thing in K-pop where everyone has like designated things like main vocal, lead
Mm,
vocal, main dancer, lead dancer. But like
mm,
kaigai Idolsphere or like J-pop in general, I don't think they really have that. But
mm.
you know, maybe it is something that like could happen.
Like down the road maybe, because I know like it's very rare. Some groups like again like some like J-pop groups do have it, but not like again not really in the kaigai idol sphere. If it was to happen, I would like to be a main dancer personally, because I just want to focus on choreo personally. That's just me. But I mean, whichever, obviously,
Hmm.
if it ever happens in the future.
Sea Line, my favorite MVP in the chat. Have you ever thought of other genres to branch into, like idol rap or hip hop or idol jazz? Huh.
Huh. Huh. No, I have not, only because I don't think rapping, I don't know if I could rap. Jazz, I don't think I'm not entirely sure about jazz, if I can sing into that. Hip hop, I mean, maybe. Idol hip hop? If there's a dance for it, perhaps I can dabble a little and see. You know, a lot of these opening and endings are also like rock rap based also too. So maybe perhaps we will see in the future. I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not. We'll see.
Hmm. Ooh, good question from Kamatari Holy. Are you planning to do more Spanish covers, like the Butterfly one at Milky Way Marketplace?
Yes, yeah. Like I mentioned before, I do want to do the Digimon Tamers, uh, for sure. Opening in Spanish as well. Because I remember growing up seeing Digimon Tamers in Spanish, so I do want to do that. Um, I haven't Ooh, I haven't thought of any other Spanish cover, but I mean, I'm more than willing to like look into it as well. I'm just kind of doing it based off of what I've like seen, know. But I do want to do it because technically Spanish is like my second language, so it is a little more comfortable for me to sing in Spanish than it is in Japanese. So that's why I'm more willing to. I just need to find the right songs that like that hit me.
I see. Um, so travel back in time, current you, travel back in time to, I guess, like two separate versions. Travel back in time to the very first, the very, Juke that was about to record her very first dance cover. What would you tell her?
Honestly, I would tell her you'll be fine. No matter what happens, you'll be fine. Honestly, because I think the fact that I already like decided to put myself out there was already, fine. Regardless if I was good or not, I think I just put myself out there. Um I don't think I really necessarily would tell her anything else. I would just probably warn her and be like, a lot of things may happen in the future and that might put you down, but you're still gonna be fine. Just keep doing covers. Continue to do covers, no matter what.
Um, I guess part two, travel back in time 5 months ago to the you that was about to perform at Annie Pop. What would you tell her?
I would also, I would also tell her that again, it's okay to be cringe. It's okay. You will be free. You are going to be free. This concept is fine. You're doing just fine. Is what I would tell her. I feel like if I was to like travel back in time, I just feel like I would actually try to tell the me during COVID to pursue and try to do idol stuff then, because I was wishy-washy during the beginning of COVID, and I was again like focusing on like work, and people were telling me you should post on TikTok or you should do covers, and I was like, no, focus on work. I should have told her. I should go back and tell her, girl, just do it. You should have done it. But it's fine. It is what it is now. The fact that I'm already here and I've already done it is more than enough. That's the only time I would just go back in time. I don't want to change anything else. Just go back in time and tell that girl then, why are you being wishy-washy? Just do it. Why are you worried about work? Fair enough, but like, you know.
um, I guess we'll might as well talk about it. Next week, you are performing at US Idol Fest. You have your, I guess, 30-minute or 1 hour? 30 minutes.
3 minutes, yeah, 3 minutes.
30-minute set on the community stage. You already have your set list. It was already there on the slideshow. But what are you looking forward to at the con or the 3-day concert?
Just being able to watch idols in general, like more idols. I know there's gonna be idols like out of state, out of the country. It's just seeing all the idols and kind of the community in like a specific place. I'm just kind of excited to see that because I don't really venture outside of California as much. So it's nice to kind of see it all in like in a small place, kind of see everyone's styles, kind of get to meet them. Some people I've seen, for like a while, but it'll be my first time meeting them or whatever. So I'm kind of just excited. I'm kind of just excited for that as a whole.
I see. Well, that concludes the interview part of this Idolize episode, but we have one more segment that we call the worst pep talk ever, where I don't know why we keep this segment, but where I, for 1 minute, give the guest a pep talk, so that people like for some reason. So I'm just gonna start the timer. Whoa, what? There we go. Oh no, yeah. Jyuke. Oh my god. What a long time coming. Being an odorite, having that like all of that past on your YouTube channel, and now becoming a kaigai idol this year. I am very happy that you became a kaigai idol. I'm gonna be there next week. I do want to see you perform. I do love your outfit. I love the concept. Oh my god, I love the concept so much. There's nothing like it. So honestly, you are a really good dancer. Like no glazing, no exaggeration. You are very good, and I do want to see you so much perform on the stage for real, and not in a YouTube video. Oh my god! But God, and I just want to see you, succeed in the future, and hopefully I get to see you again after USIF in another performance. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah. 1 minute 05, but yeah, these pep talks are bad.
No, thank you. Any pep talk is a good pep talk. Good wise words. It makes me happy. Thank you.
But if you haven't followed Jyuke, you can follow Jyuke. Well, yeah, go to her card. I think that has your Instagram, your Ko-Fi, your YouTube, everything, even the idol lore. Yeah.
Has everything.
Has everything. But yeah, thank you so much, Jyuke, for accepting this invitation to be on the show. It was a pleasure to have you on and learning about your backstory from being an odorite to now a kaigai idol. So
thank you so much for having me. I was so nervous when I got the message. I was like, oh my god, it's happening.
You did great.
So thank you for having me.
But next week we won't have an IDOLEYEZ because I will be at USIF, and I don't think the Wi-Fi in the hotel is gonna be that great, so I really don't want to risk it. So no episode next week. Instead, the week after. But yeah, if you are going to USIF, please watch Jyuke on the community stage. I think that's day 1, right?
Day 1, yes.
Day
Halloween
1.
night.
Halloween night. Please go watch her, support her. Buy a checky. Buy merch. Buy everything on that merch menu. Everything there. Even the acrylic stands. Please. Yes. But yeah, that has been it for this episode of IDOLEYEZ. We'll be going to the ending screen. Take care. Brush hair. Be kind. Rewind. If you are going to USIF, say hi to me and Jyuke. Yeah. Bye bye. Wow.